Hello and welcome to the next video of my LCP previews. We're covering GAM Esports, one of the best, if not the best, Vietnamese organization in history. The last six splits, you see first written there. They've won the last six splits in the VCS. Going into this season, I have them ranked third based on stats from last year, as two of the five players from their roster last season that did exceptional at Worlds for their standards, usually what we compared to what we usually get out of them, they did pretty damn well. Um, Two of the five starters have been replaced. They're still on the roster, but they've been replaced. So, in top lane, we have Kiea. Kiea is one of, if not the best. I would actually say statistically, he's the best, and eye test, he's the best minor region top laner. Very carry oriented. Last season, he was the go-to guy for this team. One of the very few teams that we could say had the majority of their damage coming from the top lane. Now at Worlds, I felt like he was not relied on as much, which is a bit problematic, but the carry-oriented meta really fit Levi. So Kiea, 3.9 KDA, 60.3 KP, 8.3 CS per minute. I mean, very involved. 3 out of every 5 kills for a top laner. They fought, with him around. 3.7 share differential, 1.63 ROI. Very high share differential for a top laner. Extremely high. And the ROI is one of the highest in the world as well, if not the highest. He's a very, very good player. On average, up 495 gold to 15 minutes. Every game he went even. There's a game he's up 1,000 gold. 2.33 vision efficiency. You'd like more efficient vision usage. But 18 champions, 98 games, 23 years old. Rumble, Kesante, and Jax. 40% of his games played. In the jungles, Levi, long-time Vietnamese player, probably the best Vietnamese player of all time. If it's not him, it's oh Jesus Christ, it's SFM. But I would say Levi is probably better. Personally, I felt like last Worlds, I constantly talked about him and Maple. I felt like they were going out hand in hand, and Levi came back. So going into this season, I do not have any oh yeah, final run, this and that shit going on. No, if you flame out, you flame out. I'm not saying he's not one of my favorite players. I think he's a very fun player to watch. But last year was probably a good time to hang him up, and he didn't do it. So we'll see how this year goes. 4.2 KDA, 72.1 KP, 6.4 CS per minute. Solid numbers in this past meta. Good KDA. Negative 2.2 share differential, 1.25 ROI. Solid share differential there for sure for a jungler. That's definitely easily upper third. Up 195 gold at 15 minutes. 3.84 vision efficiency. You'd like a little bit more vision efficiency out of a player of Levi's stature. He's 27 years old. Ranks first in his role. 20 champions played, 98 games. Vi, Shyvana, and Wukong. 35% of his champion pool is Wukong. Is nasty. One of the highest win rates on Wukong, if might be the highest of junglers that are left. One of the newcomers is Ares in mid. So Ares, 20 years old last season. Not a lot of pressure on him on the team he was on, but he was seen as a carry threat, at least in terms of resources given. Now, as far as that's concerned, the damage did not necessarily come with the resources relative to the team, which is a bit problematic to me, given the fact that, Kiea is high resource. He's a high resource top. So the resources are going to have to go, someone's not going to play the way they have been playing. So there's that. 5.2 KDA, 64.5 KP, 9.6 CS per minute. High farm. Which is good because he's under 2 out of every 3 kills. So he's doing his thing. Good KDA, but only a 0.6 share differential, 1.37 ROI. Your team can stink all you want, but you still got to deal damage relative to the gold you're getting. If you're not dealing damage, what are we doing with all that gold, right? You're a mid laner. You're supposed to be one of the carry threats. 0.6% share differential. Who's dealing all that damage on your team and not getting nearly as much gold as you? That's the thing. If you're getting that much in resources in terms of farm, there needs to be damage coming from that. I feel like people give him a free pass because I'm not saying he's not a good player with a bright future. He's only 20 years old. It's just, one of those things. Okay, this is how I see him right now. statistically. 385 gold ahead. Good laner at 20 years old. Already one of the better, if not the best, Vietnamese mid laners. 2.94 vision efficiency. 18 champions, 71 games. Ranks 4th. Corky Oriana Tristana, just over half of his games played. Emo is still on the roster. Now, Emo had a 4.7 KDA, 60.8 KP, and a 9 CS per minute, so a little less in the resource department. Negative 0.1 share differential, which was really something we saw a lot in Vietnam last year. So actually, the more I think about it, the way the meta in Vietnam was last season, the mid laners all had weird share differentials and ROIs. Either the meta, they just didn't figure it out or what, I don't know. But I did just remember that like KD and Emo at Worlds, their share differentials and ROIs were absolute shit. So that's why. 1.41 damage divided by gold. However, not great in lane, down 335 gold. So the opposite of Ares. Ares, every game he goes even, he's up 770. And Emo, every game he went even, he was down 670. So there is a big difference there in terms of laning. 2.79 vision efficiency, 13 champions in 72 games. If Emo was a starter, he would rank 7th going into this season. Excuse me. 80 carry is Artemis. Artemis we saw with Team Wales a couple of years back. Solid player. 23 years old. Ranks 5th going into this season. Had a 4.2 KDA, 64.3 KP, and a 9.7 CS per minute. This is what I'm talking about. He has high resource too. All these players eat farm. They all just take it all in. So something's going to have to give here. There's only so much to go around. Only a 3.1 share differential, though, once again, and a 1.46 ROI. Vietnam, known for high damage, fight. But what are we doing here? Maybe Artemis is the weak side guy, and he'll take a hit in the CS department. We'll see. 110 gold ahead, 2.78 vision efficiency, 19 champions in 75 games, ranks 5th. Varus Kaisa Callista, 43% of his champion pool. Behind him is the veteran Easy Love. Now, Easy Love would rank 7th going into this season if he was the starter. 3.3 KDA, 63.5 KP, and an 8.6 CS per minute. So that's your low resource, weak side 80 carry right there. 2.7 vision, 2.7 share differential, 1.54 ROI. So also not really relied on as that heavy carry in the damage department. Biggest thing, behind 635 gold on average. That's terrible. 2.57 vision efficiency, 15 champions, 69 games. Then we have Elio. Elio had a 3.7 KDA, a 68.9 KP. And more aggressive as a support, negative 5.1 share differential with nearly a 0.9 ROI, so upper third in terms of aggression and dealing damage. 130 gold at 15 minutes, 1.8 vision efficiency, 22 champions in 98 games. He ranks 4th. I would say he's probably better than that. So the way I look at this team, Elio's also 24. This team is 3rd, but I think that's like the floor. They could win LCP. I think they could win LCP over Talent Esports. I think they could. So the fact of the matter is 1 through 3 is reasonable to me. I think 3 might even be an outlier to many, but until I see these guys really perform as a squad and figure out how all this gold is going to be distributed, we'll see. Nautilus, Braum, and Poppy, 32% of his games played, so a wide champion usage there. 1 out of every 3 games did he even play one of his 3 most played. Archie is a coach. He's 77 and 57 as a coach in the VCS in the regular season for a 57% win rate. Playoffs, 40 and 36 for a 53% win rate. In international events, 9 and 18 for should have been a 33% win rate. 9 plus 18 is 27. That's why I wrote 27 down. Should be 33. So GAM, going to be competitive. Definitely has a real shot to win the LCP for sure. I have them 3rd, but if they figure out how to distribute their resources, Aras ends up, playing alongside Levi at a high level, this team could win. So thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it, subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter, and hope to see you again tomorrow.